You're listening to the Love Over Addiction podcast. Happy New Year, everyone. I hope you survived the new year, especially New Year's Eve. It's very difficult when you love someone that drinks too much or suffers from substance abuse. Those kinds of holidays, and I'm putting them in quotations, or like celebrations, can actually turn into nightmares for women like us. But you are here, and you got through it like I knew you would. A lot of women in our secret Facebook group community always ask me about book recommendations. And today, I want to tell you about one of my favorite. Now, first of all, I think it's important for me to give you the disclaimer that I am addicted to books. I am not even joking. I consider myself a pretty generous person, but I am really, really stingy when it comes to books. Don't ask to borrow my books. I'm not going to lend them to you. I'll buy one for you, but I write in the margins and I highlight and I take notes. And my books, by the time that I'm done with them, look like they've gone to war. The joy that I feel when I walk into my local bookstore, just from the smell alone, oh my gosh, it just brings me such hope. And it's something that I really, really want my kids to enjoy as much as I do. I always set no limit on spending when it comes to books. Everything else I'm pretty strict about, but I really want my kids to have an appreciation of reading, which is why at bedtime I always allow 30 minutes for reading, and I bought them headlamps at Home Depot, like the kind that miners have. So I turn off all the lights in their bedrooms, but they each get their own individual headlamps that they think are pretty cool, and they can stay up as long as they want to reading. So one of my favorite books is called A Return to Love, and it's written by a wonderful woman named Marianne Williamson. And I got to tell you guys, even if you're not big readers, this book is very much doable. If you prefer not to actually read a book, I highly recommend the Audible app, and you can listen to the book while you're in the car or while you're folding laundry or while you're cooking. But one of the most profound things that Marianne writes in this book is relationships are assignments. And when I read that, I highlighted it, I underlined it, I drew exclamation points next to it, I starred it, because I truly believe my relationship with my ex-husband was absolutely an assignment. It was painful, it was sacrificial, and it could have killed me. It could have destroyed me. But instead, my relationship with my ex-husband helped raise me. It helped grow me into the woman that I am today, that I always truthfully needed to become. I consider myself extremely blessed and lucky and fortunate that I was once married to this great guy who still struggles with addiction, because I was able to learn lessons that I knew I was being called to learn. I believe that what some people call codependency, those codependent traits, those people-pleasing and caretaking traits, they were like a magnet, and they attracted me to a man who needed to be taken care of, who really wanted me to work hard to please him. Those traits make me incredibly intuitive and loving and a thoughtful mother. They make me an empathetic friend They make me a thoughtful business leader. And my relationship with an addict helped me learn when to use those loving traits with others and when to hold back. When I was younger, I had very, very little self-esteem. I would use those codependent traits with anyone and everyone, but ironically, never with myself. I remember being in my 20s and walking my dogs down the street in Boston and looking for acceptance from random people that I knew I would never see again. As people would pass me, I would look them in the eye and think, are they okay with sharing the sidewalk with my 2 big dogs? What do they think about my outfit? And am I smiling hard enough for them to think that I'm friendly and kind? Do they see that I have poo bags in my hand and that I am a responsible citizen of the city? These are the thoughts that I would catch myself thinking. How exhausting is that? But now, after navigating through this addictive relationship and coming out the other side a stronger, happier, and more healthy woman, I can walk down the street and it doesn't even occur to me to think about other people's opinions. It doesn't even cross my mind. That's how I know that I've come a long way. That's how I know that my pain and my suffering were absolutely purposeful and were the greatest teachers of my life. That's how I know that the relationship that you are in is full of lessons and wonderful, amazing blessings that you need to soak up like a sponge and remember to be grateful for. Don't lose those codependency traits. Don't think that your ability or your heart's desire to please someone is a bad thing. That's a wonderful thing. You just need to make sure you're trying to please the right people. You are in the process of a resurrection, a rebirth. And I promise you that one day you are going to look back on this time in your life and you are going to be so grateful. You are going to be so happy that you survived this period in your life and that it helped refine you into a healthy and happy woman. And as a surprise, I want to give you a copy of this book. I'm going to be sending one listener a copy of A Return to Love by Marianne Williamson in the mail. So all you have to do is leave a review for this podcast. Send us a screenshot of your review by email at info@loveoveraddiction.com. That's the email address. info@loveoveraddiction.com. If we select your review, you will be receiving a free book from us. And that's just our way of saying thank you. Thank you for helping us meet our goal of 1,000 reviews. I'm so grateful. It's my way of saying thank you so much for listening, and I love you, and I will talk to you next week.